Hello, everyone of the Real Estate Deal Lab. How y'all doing today? Whew. Can you hear me? Perfect, perfect, perfect. Just checking, just checking. I am with my parents. We did a little bit of a road trip, and looking at some properties out of state. And this is a part of the game. This is a part of it. All right. Real quick, I am Nathaniel Cochran, the Real Estate Deal Lab host today. I've been doing real estate for 10 years, fix and flip, new construction, subject to buy and hold rentals, and so much more, and building. So, done quite a bit and definitely excited to do more. So, I wanted to share all of what I've learned along this decade of years. No matter where I am, I'm going to start sharing it. And so, this is why we're here. Thank you for joining the Real Estate Deal Lab community. I want to take a moment to thank all of the new followers and new subscribers that are in the community. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Delia. Thank you, Daniela. All of those folks that are in it. Um, really, really appreciate you joining in and looking forward to making all those generational wealth come true. Um, Right now, before we get started, I want to give a moment of prayer for Daniela. She could not make it into the show today because her father is ill. So we're going to give a little prayer. Dear Lord, help her father and bless his body as he is in the hospital right now. Protect and keep him. Help him to pull through. And we wish you all of the glory and honor for it. Amen. So, Um, like I said, this is a family. So if you share something with me, we're going to share it. We want nothing but wealth and health for everyone here. Okay. So real quick, we have a nice show here today. We're talking about 5 states that are not only landlord friendly, but also can you can find homes for cheap and then have a huge return. Okay. So at the end of the day, this is what we're here to do. We're here to build generational wealth. So the only way you can do that is by having a product that increases in value and also gives you cash flow every single month. Okay, so real estate does that. That's why I'm so passionate about it. I want you and everyone that you know in this team here, this community, to get that and to acquire that. So we have a few states here that I want to go over real quick. And then share with you how you can find them. Okay. So Indiana is top one on the list. Okay. Indiana has low property taxes. Okay. And is landlord friendly laws. Right. It doesn't have any rent control. So that means that as you see fit, you can increase the rent, what have you. You can have the rent. I like to keep my rents low, and I'm going to give you the advice. You keep your rents where it cash flows, but it doesn't hurt the tenants because at the end of the day, you want good tenants that pay and are there for a long term. Okay. So the biggest perk is they don't have rent control, right? So you can charge the rent, but also the eviction process is pretty flexible, right? And for whatever reason, you have to get a tenant out, it could be quite quickly. Okay. And the properties are cheap. Okay, I've looked up a couple and they're well below the value of the rents that they're getting. Okay, so I put in that search and that's one of the states, right? So there's small towns that that are on the outskirts also from Indianapolis that actually really really do good in cash flow. The second state is Ohio. Ohio has always been known for being affordable, but you got to be careful because you want to make sure that you don't have any properties that are going to be vandalized on a regular basis. Then you're actually dumping money out. But I found certain areas. It says in the cities of Cleveland, outside of there, and Akron, they also have very good rental laws that are favorable to the landlords. That's us. And Section 8 is widely accepted. So again, their rates for Section 8 is good. All right. Their eviction rates are relatively fast, making it a great option for you. And again, you can get these homes cheap. All right. So again, you're in the Real Estate Deal Lab community. We're going to teach you how to get good properties at a discount, not the rundown ones that you have to do so much work. But even if you get those, you're going to get them at a real deep discount. Okay. So again, you could get cash flow almost immediately when you get a good property at a discount and you have rental rates, okay, that reflect and gives you cash. All right. The next one is, and I'm going to drop all of the links. Not only am I going to drop the links for the Section 8, but also the blogs that have all of the details, okay? Kentucky is fantastic. I didn't know about Kentucky like this, but again, the property tax rate is low. All right, so that's how you know it's going to be good, right? You don't have to worry about dealing with the property tax and this being too high, taking up all that cash flow. You also don't want to worry about insurance taking all the cash flow. Okay, so again, these relatively low property tax rates. Okay, all right. In the rural areas, you can definitely get houses for real cheap, under 50,000. And in Kentucky is also known there is no security deposit limits. All right. So that means that if you find a tenant, you really want them, but they have, evictions on their record, but they want to do right. You have a property manager to say, hey, listen, this person, they want to do right, right? You can get a chance with them. Okay. Don't do it often, but you can. Okay, that's all about giving that impact, right? I like to set my tenants and residents, I call them residents, up for success, right? So I'll offer, credit repair. I know people that can do your credit repair. I can know some people, and hey, I might want to sell this property lease option in 2 years to you, right? So you want to set them up for success. So again, because that's the long haul. You're in it for the long haul. Okay. So again, Kentucky, very good. You can take a chance with the person by saying, all right, and this is legal, right? You could say, all right, first and security is for every other tenant or resident, but I'm going to do double deposit, right? You need to make sure that you recoup that money. Say, for instance, they don't do right or they default on your lease. Okay. So again, the property taxes are low. You can take the double deposit, right? Put it aside. And large amounts of folks actually live in their properties for a longer period of time, which is fantastic. Okay. Again, you can get a house for under 50,000 and rent it out $900, $1,500. Fantastic stuff. All right. Number 4, Louisiana. Louisiana is definitely affordable. Okay. And especially in the smaller towns. There's no rent controls, and the evictions are streamlined. You could get somebody out in 3 days. Investors love that because they don't have to deal with the headaches that we deal with in Florida with long 15 days, 30 days, and oh my God, in New York, you're spending a year, right? Because you remember, if you are having to pay for this property out of your own pocket, you're losing money. Okay. So that means you're paying the property taxes, you're paying the insurance, you're paying the mortgage, right? That means you're getting killed. We don't want you to get killed. I want you to get into the game and be excited and be making cash flow as soon as you get in. Okay. So again, 3-day notice, fantastic, very attractive, very attractive. Again, rental rates are high. According to Doorloop, you can get a property, and it's a part of that group that has, you can get them and cash flow 1,500 and up. It's fantastic. 900 to 1,500 for houses that you get for 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, right? Or free. All right. That's another thing. You can get subject to houses. All right. You got it for free, and then you got a tenant. So today, I'll tell you one of our successes. We were in Carolinas, and I got a property over there subject to again. Right now, we're closing on it, And before I even finished the deal, I had 20, there was 20 different people that wanted to rent. So renting is really a thing because again, I'm giving them a great product, 4 bedroom, 2 bath in an area. And again, I'm getting low. The mortgage is 1,100. I said, hey, I'm doing it for 1,500. Not bad, right? Section 8 is 2,100. See where I'm going with this, right? So fantastic. And we had 20 people trying to get into the house to see what it looks like. We had several good candidates already lined up that we have to actually answer to. And we haven't even done anything to the property. They went in there, they loved it. Okay. That's what you want to be in. Okay. So that's a success. That's a win. Okay. By the way, this is my folks right here. Hello. That's right. We went out there with them today. Um, yes, yes. They're on the Zoom. They're on the meeting. Again, showing them that this is valuable. My mom went online and says, "Why do you want to go all the way over here?" And she looked and she's like, "Wait, these houses are dirt cheap." And that's right. They're dirt cheap, but they can rent for $1,500 to $2,100. Okay, and the mortgage be 1,000. The mortgage be 900. The mortgage be $600. Okay, so that's why I say if you buy right, the real estate will always compound in interest. Okay. So again, back all the way looping back. Um, Louisiana is very affordable, right? You get these properties dirt cheap and no rent controls, and the eviction can happen again in 3 days, right? With no, if they don't pay in 3 days, you could get them out. There's no asking questions. There's no nothing. Okay. And again, high rental rates. But again, like I said, you always want to do right by your tenants and they do right by you. So vet them really well. We're sharing with you the process of doing that. Okay. I get excited about it because it's so fun. All right. You can find something and create something and impact people's lives. So it's fantastic. The next number 5 is West Virginia. West Virginia, my mom was like, she went down there. Okay, it's very nice. Okay, very nice. With it's one of the lowest property taxes or tax rates in the country. Okay, West Virginia offers incredible affordable housing, right? Especially in the rural areas. So homes you could definitely find them under 50,000, right, and then rent them out to 1,500. Okay, so if you're looking at it, say for instance you bought a property at $50,000. You bought it and it's at 10% interest. If you pull out your mortgage calculator, 10% interest every month is $500, right? So I just told you you're making $1,000 a month doing nothing. Not to count the first and last. So that's 1,500 times two. If you hear where I'm going with this, then that same property is 50,000 today. Can be you do a little bit of the upgrades if you follow the fix and flip course, right? You add another bedroom. You say, hey, listen, I met a handyman that could do a bathroom for $2,000. Again, that is increasing the value of the property. So when you increase the value of the property, now you could pull out more equity out of the property, right? So and again, the mortgage will be low because again, you're getting 1,500. So quick scenario, we're going to put it in the chat. Say for instance, I bought it at $50,000, and then I added a bathroom and a bedroom. It's very easy for us to add bedrooms. You had enough space, you added a bedroom, you did it right. Now that property has $20,000 extra of value. So if you did all of that for $4,000, and you have $20,000 worth of value, so that's 16,000, right? You wait a little bit, you can be able to pull that money out. You bought it at 50,000, now it's about 70,000. Now you're waiting again, let's wait until it goes up to 80,000 in equity and appreciate and all the way up to 80,000. Right now you can take out a certain amount. Okay? So that's how you can pull out some money, do it again, pull out some money, do it again. And again, that tenant is paying it down. And again, you're making more than 1,500 because it's going to take a year or two, right? But sometimes I've done it in 6 months. That's for another day. Okay. All right. I got carried away. Let me keep with the program. All right. Real quick. Now, does anybody have any questions about any of the courses? They want to share anything, because I'm definitely here to answer any of those questions. This is the Q&A time. So definitely drop them in the chat or unmute and just talk. I'm ready to hear it. Okay. So if no one has anything, we're going to move on. I get excited because I found some more. Okay, so I said 5, but we're gonna get into some more. Okay, so let's go a little deeper, right? So West Virginia, we just talked a little bit about West Virginia. West Virginia is quite interesting because they have a 65-day deposit return period, where we have 30 days in Florida. It's 65 days to return a deposit, right? Now, I always try to get their deposit back quite quickly to the people if they have moved out and they left it in great shape, because I know that they need that money to move forward, right? But you don't have to in this state, West Virginia, okay? No repair and deduct laws for tenants. Okay. So that means that when a tenant is going to say, oh, I repaired the plumbing, it was bad, and I want to deduct $500, that doesn't fly. Doesn't fly when you also have a good lease, but it definitely doesn't fly in West Virginia. Okay. Don't you ever let that happen. Okay. You don't do none of that. All right. Let's say, let's see here. Pennsylvania. All right. Pennsylvania is interesting. I'm adding some more. So I gave you the 5 top ones. Let's go a little deeper. Pennsylvania also has a quick eviction rate, and they have high average rental income. All right. $1,300. Again, we're going to show you through the process how to find these deals very cheap. So $1,300, when you got a house for 50,000 or less, you're making money. Okay. We already talked about Ohio. Oh my goodness, great, great. North Carolina. So we were just in North Carolina. Where where were the states that we went to in the past couple of days? North and South Carolina. North and South Carolina. Where are we right now? Georgia, right? So we are doing a little bit of a tour because, again, getting this closing and all that stuff, again, there's real estate everywhere. It's mind blowing, right? North Carolina is great because there's no rent control, and it does have similar laws like Florida as far as dealing with residents and tenants. All right. Again, lower property tax. All right. 0-day notice for lease violations. And this is coming straight from uh, this management software. They deal with all of the data. Okay. So it's amazing. So that's why I said, let me add some more. Okay. Um, Michigan is good. You could definitely get cheap houses there. Very relaxed, it says in the rental laws. All right. But again, you want to be able to get the right property and rent it to the right residents, all right, tenants. Okay. Louisiana, fantastic. Kentucky, all right. We already talked about Indiana. Illinois. There's a couple of investors I know personally that invest heavily in Illinois, outside of Chicago. Oh, Georgia is fantastic. We're in Georgia right now. No guidelines for eviction notice. It's ridiculous. Just done. No guidelines. And they have a low average property tax and no rent control. No security deposit limit. Okay. So Georgia is pretty awesome with that. Okay. Now there's certain areas you can get the properties again very cheap, but you got to be careful because some of the areas they also have lower rental rates, right? So certain areas only have $400 in rental rates, so you better get that house for 10 grand. Okay, that's just it. All right. So again, you really want to pay attention to the granular, but also the grand scheme of things. Okay. That's a great question, Nicole. Um, let's see. Let's see here. Colorado, and Arizona. Arizona's on the list. It actually is on another list that I have here that we're going to talk next time, but it has also a fast eviction process, 5 days notice of unpaid rent. So the fifth day, if you said it's the first and the fifth, they get you out the fifth. That's it, done. All right. They have no rental control, no rent control, and tenants cannot withhold rent for any reason. So again, Arizona also has houses that you can get at a discount, right? But the top of the list was the five that we talked about that you can get them cheap, cheap, cheap. All right, dirt cheap. Alabama. Alabama is another one. I really like Alabama. We invested in Alabama as well. No, we did. Yes, we did. All right. So again, yes, we do. Yes, we did, and we do. Alabama is fantastic. Cheap land over there, cheaper houses, and again, once you buy it right, you can really have residual income. Okay. So again, this episode is just telling you and sharing with you to create that mindset that you can come up with a down payment of $5,000 and make that same money back in just rental income the first month. I'll say that again. You can put $5,000 for a deposit to own a property, right? And get a loan on that property and make that $5,000 right back that same month. Okay. And more. All right. So again, don't think about, oh, I have to have, a mansion. No, if you have a little 2-bedroom, 1 bath in Alabama that you bought for $5,000 and it rents out for $800, you're on the upside. Okay. Just calculate it and keep it in your mind. 8 times 12 is what? Yes, that's how it works. Okay. That's why I get excited and I want every one of you to always have rental property income coming in. Right. So, again, if you have any questions, I'm here for it. And thank you so much for joining in. Let me see if I have any other things. I'm leaving it open for any more questions. But if there isn't any questions, thank you so very much for joining. We're about to hit the road, folks. None for you. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you again. We're about to hit the road. And again, you remember there's 5 states. I'm going to link them in there in the community. There's 5 states where you can definitely crush it as a landlord, right? And once you have a few properties together, you get discounts from not only the handyman, not only the property management. If you're not even in the state, you get discounts, okay? And you get more people want to give you a house. All right. That's another tip. All right. So the more prevalent you are in an area, the more deals you will get. Thank you for joining the live. This is Nathaniel for the Real Estate Deal Lab. I want you to get success in real estate, generational wealth, like we're working on every day. They were out with me. Look at my troopers. They're tired. They're tired. Now I got to get back on the road. But I am super excited. And they're with me seeing the process, right? Bring your family with you. Bring them so they could see the process and get the vision, all right? This is what happens. And I look forward to working with you and seeing you at the closing table. Come on, let's get it.